This is the Tribe Mastermind, where we talk business, purpose, and passion with your hosts, Jordan Muela and Steve Welty. If you're ready to shift into a bigger future, then this is the show for you. So plug in, buckle up, and get ready to be.
What's up, Tribe Universe? This is Steve Welty, and today's episode is just a little conversation with my friend Matt Teifke from Tree Homes in Austin. They got a really good operation out there. They're producing a ton of content, and they're just being themselves, which is really refreshing. And if you check out their YouTube page or their social media page, they're really stepping into content marketing and just documenting the process versus creating content and putting themselves out in the forefront and taking their, listeners and their viewers on the journey with them of growing the management company, growing their investment arm, and just being human, man. So listen to this episode. It's a great episode, and check it out. What's going on? You're out in Austin. I'm following your video, your vlog, some of that stuff. I really like how you guys put yourself out front as far as marketing and just who you are as people. What's new with that game? How's that going?
It's going good, man. We're blessed to have Andrew. He basically spearheads all of the marketing, and I think he's natural at it. It's something that is, I've heard you talk about this, but his probably unique ability is being creative. And, he actually he just released a new film for a side project that he's doing that's super cool. I'll send it to you.
Nice.
But it's like he's always wanted to be an actor on film, on camera. And then it kind of pairs in nicely with what we're trying to do and what we believe in. Yeah. So a big part of it, people always ask, like, what's our secret? And to be honest, it's really a big part of it's Andrew. He's passionate. He's really good at it. And then we enjoy putting stuff out. And it's been probably over 2 years that we've been starting to put stuff out. And, for us, when we first got on, we were doing Facebook Live. We're super nervous. And just like anything, you just kind of get more comfortable and you get a little bit better each time. So we're really enjoying it, and we try to put out as much as we can. And one of the big things we believe in is, like, I'm always about trying to be different. Like, how can we be different and break the mold? And here in Austin, I haven't seen anybody doing anything close to it, which is cool, because I just feel like we're just like leading, and there's not even really anybody following us here. You guys are doing similar stuff to we are, but I haven't seen anybody doing anything here in our market. Yeah.
And so you've seen, tell me about some of the results. Like there's growth of the company, but there's also just like the vibe in the office, the happiness of people. So there's a lot of different success criteria, maybe besides just like P&L or growth. There's like having fun, and there's also, lots of other stuff. So like when someone says, what's your secret? What are they basing that off of? Like, are you guys growing a lot? Are you just like having a really good time, which I can tell? Or like, is there other intangibles that are just what's working, man?
Yeah. That's a great question. It is a little bit of a mix. We're definitely growing. I mean, last year we grew 80%, and we're tracking to do the same this year.
Wow.
We just have a big commitment in social and getting ourselves out there. And we believe that we have things to say. And we also, get little messages from people, which is what really keeps us going. I mean, I've had probably at least 10 or 15 of my friends say, hey, I'm just starting to think about real estate, or I actually help them buy a house. And they say, hey, we thought about this because we see what you're doing and we hear what you're talking about. And so like, that's super inspiring. We obviously make money on that when they buy houses and buy rentals, but it's much more than that. Like, it's just something that we believe in, and it's something that we're trying to do, which is trying to acquire properties, get to that financial freedom place. And to hear someone tell you that you helped them get there from what we're doing, which is the podcast, the social, right? That's inspiring. And really, that's the only reason that they do hear about it, because we're putting it out there. Yeah. We could just be doing it, what we've been doing forever without broadcasting it, and we wouldn't be like leading others down that path.
Right.
So yeah, it's hard. It's hard to quantify exactly what it leads to. But like even for example, we have podcasts. We had a guy that was a big time developer come on last week, and we might not make any money. We're probably not going to manage any of his properties, but to be able to build that relationship, so where he'll answer my call, he'll connect us with other people. It's really hard to measure that.
Yeah, totally. And I'm so glad you guys are seeing good results from a traditional like growth standpoint too, because we've been seeing good results as well. And I really feel that part of it is the transparency, not just in the everyday level, like, oh, this is how we do business, and but transparency of who we are as people, and really just putting who we are out in the forefront and attracting like kind people. I think it for sure helps on SEO and all that stuff, like people find you, etc. But I think where it really pays off is the conversions, because the people come to the site, or they see you on social and they have a human connection. Like I always say, we're in the connection economy right now, I feel like. And so that probably has helped you land a lot more clients, probably.
Yeah, that's a great point. So we have this little, I think it's a 3-minute video that we put a lot of time into that kind of talks about who we are. And I'm sitting down, Lexi's sitting down, Andrew is, and it's showing the city. And I send that video out every day. And, yes, people, when they see that, there's a good chance if they watched it and they give me a call that we're probably going to do business together. And it's also something that I can send out that's different versus just, hey, my name's Matt, I'm a property manager, how can I help? I'll shoot out, 20, 50 emails a day. Hey, if you have a second, here's our latest video. Here's something that we came out with. Mm-hmm. And it's just something that people really like, in my opinion. It's just different.
Yeah. And I think you guys resonate on the same vein. Like, it's just fun too, to just step into fully who you are, because you become better on camera. You become more self-aware. The people that don't resonate with it will go away and self-select. And so then you're just left with a bunch of great clients that actually like you. Right. Make the experience a lot more fun. We actually started recently doing a lot more on the owner side, where a lot of our efforts initially were towards attracting clients, but now like our current clients, we've been doing like an email series with different videos on things they should expect, and like who their point of contact is, and handoff videos. And it's so funny. I was looking at the open rates on those, and they're near like 90% like open rates. So clients are at least opening in them, and they're digging them, I think. So that's another avenue that.
Yeah, that's a great idea, man. I really like that. I think we should try and get some more advice from you and implement that. One thing that we've been focusing on, we went to Omaha, Nebraska, got a bunch of advice from Wistar and Gwen. Nice. And she told us about this, I think it was a book or a concept of never lose a customer again.
Right.
And I think it goes along with what you're saying. But what we've implemented is whenever we sign a new client, we'll send them a video. Hey, we're excited that you joined us. Welcome to the team. 2 weeks later, we'll write them a letter. 4 weeks later, we'll give them a call. And the whole idea, I think what you're probably understanding as well, is like keeping a client is extremely valuable. Mm-hmm. And within the first 100 days, if you can get them to feel like they're in a good spot, then there's a good chance that you're going to have them as a client forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I love playing in that sandbox. At a certain point, hitting the goals and growing the company, that's all great. But now my focus and the team's focus is really on client astonishment and like being different. Like, I have no interest in running like a subpar efficient property management company that just, right. I have to be connected to it like energetically. And so we've done a lot of deep dives. There's another great book called Power of Moments, which kind of is like a great companion book to Never Lose a Customer Again. And so just spotting these moments, like, for instance, we're trying some things like the 10K club, when you collect $10,000 worth of rents. And then you send the owners like a cool badge, or like,
that's super cool.
You know what I mean? Or like our BDM has probably brought on, he's been with me a while. So he's probably brought on 500 plus properties, maybe close to 1,000. giving them some recognition. So there's like there's all these moments we miss, you know what I mean, that can really be celebrated. And then it's perfect for companies like yours where that's kind of stuff can be shared on social and just drive the culture home.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's great, man. That's, there's always so much to learn, but I think we think similar is like, how can we be different and be unique and not just kind of fit in with, what most people think of when they think of really anything, but in this case, property management.
You know what I really liked about your guys' YouTube and content initially, at least, was you were taking people, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you were taking people basically on the journey with you to become financially free yourselves.
Right. Exactly.
So it wasn't like, hey, I'm this big investor and I'm going to show you how. It's like not the guru model. It's essentially learn from us, the ups, the downs, the mistakes, the failures. I think I kind of picked up on some of that because we're doing something similar now where we're going to go out to a different market. We're looking at Kansas City. We've got someone flying out there from our company, and we want to become our own biggest client. And so the cash flow in San Diego is a little tough. So I want to say thanks for that. I think I kind of got like that idea and just kind of from you and other people too. But how's that journey been? Like, are people engaging with that? Is it?
They are, man. Yeah, we've got like, not as many as we'd like, but we've probably got 15 or 20 people, which is very, very cool, that are like super committed, and they tune into, every time we do a Facebook Live, they're excited about it.
Nice.
And, a couple of them are buying their first properties that they're house hacking in. And that's kind of what I was talking about those people that are seeing what we're doing.
Right.
And you're right. It's like, we're all about, showing who we are, being transparent. And we by no means have everything figured out, but we're just talking about what we're doing and we love it. We definitely have a good understanding of like real estate and how to purchase it. But we're just in the middle of the journey as well.
Right. Yeah. I think people watch shows and things for the characters. Like the stories are all the same essentially in movies and TV shows, I've learned. Right. And there's also a thirst for people that are just authentic and being themselves and sharing the struggles. We're doing 2 new vlog series. One is about my music. Mm-hmm. And one is the OBC, becoming our own biggest client. And to be honest, it's kind of embarrassing sometimes to like be filming yourself walking down the street or like filming your team like at a lunch. But I really feel video is where the future is, and it's going to become more, not less common. And I love trying to identify, okay, do I have hesitancy because of how I think other people might feel? First off, I don't even think people care. So it's all like a mind thing. I think a lot of us have as company owners, like, oh, I suck on video or I can't do this. And stepping into that and beating that fear is really giving me energy right now.
Yeah, man, you're so, I know exactly what you're saying. I felt the same way. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you think about people that are super famous and that are doing that, and everyone thinks that that's super cool and they want to be around them.
Right.
If they don't know you, they're like, that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? So
right.
It's just weird how the world works like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny though. But, I think impact, like I could see your face light up when you talked about the 15, 20 people that are really getting a big impact from the show. And, mm-hmm. Some were actually in the process of buying, some have bought, some are buying in the future. If we can focus on impact, I think that's where, all the magic is going to happen. And, for some of the shows, like, who knows with OBC, we could do like you guys do and encourage people that, that's what we want to do. Cause everyone thinks about investing out of state, but it's very like, all right, how do I do that? I don't know anybody. I don't trust anybody. You guys are in a great market. So you kind of like have cash flow opportunities there, but ours is a little more challenged. So we want to break down the barriers and make it easy and have people learn from our mistakes and just, document the process like Gary Vee talks about, rather than just creating content and thinking, okay, what kind of video do I have to do today? It's like, we're all doing great stuff. If we slow down and just document that, that's a great place to start.
Yeah, that's a good point. 2 things. Austin's not as good as you think on cash flow.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's very tough here. I mean, you hear about the 1% rule.
Right.
We don't have that at all.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's hard to even get close to that. So we have those challenges too. Like we could go, and I have the same fears myself, like San Antonio, which is about an hour, 15, hour 20 south of Austin. You can go get that all day, like all day. And it's a pretty good market. Like it's growing. There's a lot of jobs. It's a big city, you know. I think it's like the 13th largest city, something like that. So, you know, I would love to go jump into that market, but I'm scared too, because I don't know if it's just because I've never really done it as far as like investing in a city that I don't live.
Right.
Which is probably true, because just like anything, like my buddy that just bought a house, one of those 15 guys, he stepped off the ledge and he was like, wow, I studied this for 2 years and I probably learned more in actually buying this than I did for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, everyone's always scared on that first deal, but then like the second, third, fourth, it just becomes a lot more normal. And then the second thing is like, I'm all about Gary Vee, man. And, you know, he's probably one of the big inspirations of why we do a lot of what we do.
Yeah.
And so I was listening to a podcast yesterday and someone was like, how do you figure out exactly how to appeal to your clients and your customers? And he's like, well, I don't really have to think about that if I'm just like constantly putting stuff out, because people are going to like it, they're going to hate it, but they know I'm putting something out tomorrow. Yeah. So like, there's something, you know, like what you said about just documenting what you have going on and not really overthinking it, but just putting out what you're thinking, you know. And right. You know, he was talking about how LinkedIn is like super undervalued, and I think he's right on that. And so I started yesterday. I'm basically going on LinkedIn and putting just a small little 2-3 sentence post on what did I learn today. And I think that, you know, like you said, along with the journey, hopefully that can be valuable for some people.
Yeah, man. What did I learn today? That's so simple. It's so right. It's so simple. It's so impactful. So I love that. I let me know how that goes. We got to keep in touch on LinkedIn, because I've heard him say that too. So that's interesting. What you guys? It's funny. I think that's why we get along, because we're very similar in a lot of regards. Like I'm totally interested in just doing things differently. What are some things you guys do differently besides maybe some of the stuff we've talked about? Like what comes to mind?
I mean, really, it's like every day I'm trying to figure out something. So I would say that we have no fear in trying something out. Yeah. Like, let's just try it, you know? And I don't like to say I have the exact thing figured out, because I just have it figured out for me. You know, I go on a lot of meetings. I talk to a lot of people, and I'd say majority of people that I know that are in business are like, hey, you got to really value your time, and you have to like turn down meetings and all this stuff. And I understand that, but like, I look at it differently. It's like, I want to make myself available to everybody. And I'm more than willing to go have 30 minutes coffee, an hour coffee with anybody that reaches out. And I don't have to get anything in return. It's, you know, part of it's me feeling like it's a good thing to do. And I do enjoy it. Like I enjoy meeting people, but it's not, I don't think it's conventional to do that, you know? But I'm all about it. I mean, I probably do it 15 times a week.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, like just meet people all the time.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. I like that. That's very cool. I've like went both swings of the pendulum on that. Like I was kind of like you, not that hardcore maybe, but like, you know, say yes to everything, like let the universe guide me where it's going, etc.
That's how I am. That's how I am.
Yeah. To like, no, like nobody can contact me at any time. Like I'm focused. I'm in the dungeon, you know, like highest priority. To now I'm trying to kind of like keep it somewhere in the middle. And something that helped clarify it for me was something I learned at Coach recently, Strategic Coach, which was who do you want to be a hero to was a concept they were talking about. And they were saying, and it kind of dovetailed on something that's always been a guiding philosophy for me, which is how can I help people the most? That's like our North Star in good life. How can I help people the most? But the who do you want to be a hero to helped me focus on, you can't be a hero to everybody. So like, figure out like the 5 or 6 or 7 buckets of either people or buckets of people that you want to be a hero to, and then be a hero to them. He made an example of like the governor of some state wanted to like have lunch with him, and he was like, I don't tell him thank you, but he's not like someone I'm interested in serving.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool because you can get burned out and spread too thin eventually, like I feel eventually.
Yeah, you're right. And you know, there's different stages of life. Like
totally.
You know, 20 years from now, I'm probably not going to, who knows? I'm not going to do any of it, you know?
Right.
But I'd like to think that I'm not going to change as a person. I'm always going to try and help. But I just feel like there's so many people nowadays that are talking on podcasts or videos, and everyone has like these like blanket statements that I'm always like, man, there's so much contradiction, and you can't just like say like, this is the right way to do it every time. Like I was listening to this guy, he's a super millionaire, and he was like saying how he'll never ever go travel to meet somebody. And he's like, it's just a waste of time. He said, you never get deals done that way. And I'm like, man, you know, there's definitely people that have traveled and gotten value and done a lot of big things. So it's just, I don't like to make these blanket statements and more just talk about what I'm doing and what, you know, what's working for me at the time, you know?
So refreshing. I talked about it on one of the recent episodes of the Good Life Property Management podcast. Just like I'm 36. It's taken me 36 years to literally, like, this is the first year where I'm not apologetic for who I am, and I'm stepping into things I believe. I think I did an episode called 10 Things I Believe, because there's all these things I believe in that I never really have the courage to like run my company this way, because I go to NARPM and you got to cut, like you got to run lean, and you got to like, no, you can't overstaff. And so like all these things I felt like I should, or maybe doing things a little more casually than some people, like, oh no, you have to have, like, if a pissed off owner, if you pay them, you know, to settle something, you have to have them sign this release form. It's like just dumb little examples right. That I'm fully like totally just stepping into the belief systems I have, because I've realized that life is a canvas and it's an artwork, and there's 1,001 ways to paint a great picture. And I used to be the one that would get the book and they would say, okay, you got to follow my book step by step. And if you do this, you'll become a millionaire. And so like I would do that, wouldn't work. I'd go to the next book, and it's just like, it's all just opinions. It's all different ways to get to there's so many different ways to be successful, happy, you know.
That's a great point, man. And, you know, we're really big on reaching out to other companies. We've done it with you a few times on what are you doing, what's working. And what I found is that, you know, kind of along the lines of what you're talking about, we go look at some of these really big companies that have, you know, thousands of units and that are been doing this for 30 years. And in my opinion is like, nobody has it exactly figured out. It's like this blueprint that will just work. It's what works for you. You know, and these companies, I've seen it, you know, I would have thought they're like so much better than us, but they're having the exact same challenges, you know? And so I'm saying that because it's hard to just, in many ways, like you said, in life, just say, this is exactly what you need to do. There's certain principles, and I heard your podcast on the 10 things and I loved it.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
But it's, I don't like to just say like, this is exactly what you need to do to get where I am, because I have everything figured out.
Right.
And I don't think anyone does, you know, and it goes along with what you said of like, it's a canvas and it's art. And so like what's beautiful to you and what works is different than what works for other people.
Totally. What's lighting you up right now, man?
We've got some pretty big deals we're working on. We've actually changed our company very quickly in the last 3 or 4 months. We've got some good vibes, you know, and we've got great people that we're working with. Everyone's like, you know, everyone's kind of coming into their own and flourishing, which is really, really cool to see. We're able to step out of the business a little more right now if we want to. And, you know, I've got this, I've been acquiring single family homes for the last 4 or 5 years, and I'm actually working on selling all of them as a package to transition into a little 20 unit apartment complex here in Austin. And so I'm trying to do 1031 exchange. I've never done it, but I obviously know about it. And so that's cool to, I've been in the real estate business for 9 years. It's the only thing I've ever done. I've focused on like being really good at it. And so to pull off something like that is like kind of a little notch in my belt. And it's trading up into a different sector of real estate, which is super exciting for me.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Do you guys do a lot of multifamily now?
So we have 3 20-unit apartments that we manage.
So you've got some experience. What else from a operational standpoint? You said you kind of changed the company a little bit?
Yeah, like we got, we brought in like a full, like we used to have our property manager do leasing as well.
Right.
Now we have a full-time leasing agent, and he's starting to build out his own little team. Super cool. So he just closed on his first sale yesterday, but doing a lot of leasing and getting a lot of leads, and he's shooting them out to other people. So it's fun, man. We have, a team meeting once a week and then once a month as well. And just being around people that like what we're doing and that are good people, it's just inspiring. We're actually, who knows if this is going to work out or not, but we had HGTV fly down here, and they sent us a script, and we're kind of working on it. So that could be really cool.
Nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it could be cool.
That's awesome, man. All right. I want to do happy crappy. Give me a happy and give me a crappy.
What exactly is it?
Give me something happy that's happy right now in your life, and give me something that's crappy.
Oh man. Okay. Happy, man. Just general. We had an HOA pitch last night, 150 units. That'd be great. Crappy, figuring out things with my baby boy. We had a full-time nanny, but we just moved downtown.
Yeah.
And he's unable to come down and stay with him. So he's at work with us, and it's tough. And, yesterday my wife took him to we both went to like a little daycare.
Yeah.
And she left, and she's crying, like feeling like she's not being a good mother. And so it's a challenge, like figuring out what to do. But along with the happy, that condo downtown is sweet. Got a pool, gym. I'm the type of guy where like I'm good at doing something if it's a routine and I can make it easy. And like for me, like I really value working out, but I just haven't done it forever because I'm so focused on work.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2-hour trip, or an hour and a half to go drive to a gym, work out.
Right.
But we got a gym at our condo. So I've been working out every day because it's super efficient. Like it takes me 20 minutes.
That's awesome.
And then I go shower,
That's awesome. I know. Keep the strength training up is huge. I've been banging out. I do either push-ups every day, like just as many as I can do, or
nice.
ups, or crunches.
Nice. You just do like one set, like as many as you can.
So I try to do like 100 push-ups if I do them in a day, or I'll do 30 to 40 pull-ups, and they're in sets of like 2 or 3, or I'll just like pick a YouTube 15-minute ab blast video. Just out of town, man.
Nice, man. Something I did in college, I don't know if you'll like this or not, but when I was in college, I would add another push-up every day.
There you go.
Just start with 50, 51, 52, and take it as far as you want.
Dude, that's such a great strategy. I did 100 push-ups a day challenge for 30 days, and I posted a before and after picture, I think on my Facebook or something. But like, I got noticeably shredded in 30 days of doing that.
I bet, man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
sweet.
It was cool. All right, let me go. Happy crappy. So happy, I'm doing this new vlog called Lit Up Life, and it's about putting things that light you up in the forefront of your life. And it's like encompassing it's based around music, where I'm meeting with songwriters and writing with them, but it's also shoots Good Life. It shoots Tribe Mastermind. So it kind of it's finally this like vehicle where I feel like I can just be me and not have to be like, okay, this is Tribe content. This is Good Life content. This is music content. It's just kind of like content all around. Mm-hmm. And I put out an ad for an editor and a videographer, and I got a bunch of resumes, and I talked to this one guy. I hired him to give him a shot, and he sent me the first episode back, and it was like, I almost wanted to cry. It was like so cool. I edited it like so cool. I can't wait to like post it and share it and stuff. But that was a really cool happy. And then crappy is the challenges with that. So my wife was like, initially I showed her, she was like, so you're going to just like do a reality TV show or what? And I'm like, no, I mean, I guess, but the thing is, so I was thinking, I'm like, no, I've got to decide if I'm going to do this, it's got to meet some criteria. Number one, it can't take away my presence. Like, it can't make me like frenetic. You know what I mean? So I was making this list of things that have to be okay. So that was initially crappy, but it turned into happy because I'm listing these things and I'm going to share that on the next episode. Like, hey, these are the things that need to happen for this to be a successful series. And for me to even do it, it can't bother my wife. It has to like bring us closer. It can't like, I'm not going to be vlog after work or before work with, like setting ground rules. So that's just another thing to dovetail on our earlier talk about documenting the process. That just came to me. I was like, oh, what great content to share on the vlog. It's just the struggle I'm having whether to even do the vlog,
Right. I love it, man. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, man. So, what else is cracking today? How's your week look like usually? Like, what do you structure it like a certain way, or is it kind of free flowing?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like what you said, man. I really believe at this point in my life, and part of it I would say is just believing in the big man upstairs and believing that things happen for a reason. It's just like I'm just kind of following what's next, and that's what I love about real estate is there's always something new around the corner. There's always somebody to meet, something to get into. So I'm not very strict on my schedule. I definitely work a lot. But I don't really look at it like that. I look at it like it's a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And I have these talks with Lexi, and it's like, I don't think there is, to me, there's no such thing as a weekend, a Saturday, a Sunday. There's no difference. It's just life. And if I want to take off on a Monday, I can, Tuesday, whatever. I'm just living. But a lot of it's just running around, meeting people. I mean, a big goal is growing the doors that we manage, growing the agents, and then at the same time, trying to buy more property. So I'm looking, I just looked at 2 this morning that a wholesaler had. I'm not going to jump on them, but I just like to look at everything and see everything. And, I don't know, man. I mean, like the guy at the front, like I said about just meeting people, the guy at the front desk at our condo, somehow he was like, hey, I heard about you. I heard you're the guy to talk to. Can we go grab coffee? I'm like, sure, dude, let's do it. And I have no idea who he is or, I have no interest in like getting anything from him, but he asked me and somehow he knew about me. So let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And to me, there's just something super exciting about that.
Hell yeah, man. You fired me up.
I love it.
Dude, it's all about how you're being in the world, and your being is really strong. You know who you are. You're not apologetic for it. Leading with giving and service. So
right. And that comes down to, Gary Vee is like just give, add value.
Yes. Yeah, man. Add value. I love how he said, if you have a positive message to share, you got to share it. Like you have a responsibility to share it because there's so much negativity out there. And I think if anyone doesn't listen to his stuff, I think he's such a good person to listen to because although it's the same stuff, it's like that. It's almost like a coach. Because I'll start the day and I'll think me, and I'll be like, okay, like what do I have to like do to increase my net worth or some BS that like my monkey brain will tell me to do. But then he gets me into like empathy and like, hey, be happy now. Like happiness is the goal, not the financial, which is another thing that he's really stepping into that I've been like on this kick and trying to espouse for a while now too. So I definitely recommend it for people that aren't checking him out.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Cool, man. Well, hey, it's good talking to you. Good catching up. Anything else on your mind before we wrap?
Well, I just want to say I really always love hearing your music, man. And I love your intro. I sing that intro along with your podcast when I'm playing it.
Hell yeah. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for saying that, man.
And I talked to someone the other day and I was like, hey, who do you know that has this kind of figured out? And you were one of the names.
Oh, nice.
He's doing it, his way and it's working. So, we look up to you and always interested to see what you have going on. And I think that you have a lot to teach us for sure. So love to just stay in touch and, happy to help you any way I can as well.
For sure, man. I appreciate you saying that. It's real kind, and I learn a lot from you guys too. So I'm looking forward to being on your podcast. So it's Trey Homes. Sorry. You're wild and financially free, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Well, hey, let's set up a time. I'd love to come on.
Cool. Yeah, we have a cool one coming out. I told you about this developer. Yeah. It's the first guy that's ever said the word billions on our podcast, and he's being serious.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, this guy's a big time player.
Nice.
Developed like some huge condos downtown Austin. And it took me probably 7 to 8 months to get him on our show, but I was just consistent. I just kept following up. And that's like one of the messages I want to point out is like, if you want to do something, you can't just try twice. If you really want to do it, you got to try 100 times, because you can't. I really believe that you can do whatever you want, but I believe if you're not doing it, you don't really want it that bad.
I'll leave it at that, man. That's strong.
Cool.
All right, Matt. Good luck, man. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Did you enjoy this episode? Please share it with a friend and leave a review on iTunes. If you'd like to find out more about joining the tribe, go to tribemastermind.com to understand why the best and brightest mastermind with us.